on, guys? It's Jazzy. Today I'm here with Mr. Bryson Tiller. Mr. Tiller, how you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for asking.
No problem. And it's great to hear that you're doing amazing. You recited your favorite quotes, well, one of your favorite quotes, in an interview with Mr. Big Boy. So you said, "Don't stop when you want to quit, stop when you're done," which resonated with you. And there are often moments in an artist's journey where sometimes challenges may be too overwhelming for them and thoughts of quitting comes into play. So can you share a time in your career when you faced such difficulties and what helped you overcome those difficult times?
In 2017, I was going through just a super duper creative block and mental block, and I was just like, when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see what everybody else saw. So even when I went to the studio and I tried to make music, I didn't hear what everybody else heard, and it was hard to listen to myself. So honestly, I just took some time away for a little while, and I just lived a little bit of life, and read a couple books here and there. And it really just took some life experiences for me to get to where I'm at right now, which is like feel unstoppable, When COVID happened, I know this is a long answer, my bad. But when COVID happened, it almost felt like, not to be insensitive to, what happened with COVID, but it almost felt like God was stopping the world for me to like realign. Because at that moment, I felt like I had to start touring. Normally whenever we drop albums, I have to go tour. But this time, since, there was no tours allowed, I was like, let me get back in the lab. Let me just work and do as much as I can. So I dropped an album called Anniversary. I dropped the Christmas album. I dropped the mixtape. And, all of that was the build up and the preparation for this new album, this real album, one of my favorite album, BTA, coming soon.
Ooh, okay, the build up to the album, I like that too. I also understand the feeling of being overwhelmed because it's perfectly normal. It's a regular human thing to feel overwhelmed. Especially when you're working very hard and you are very deep into your craft. For example, there will be times where when I'm studying and I will feel a little bit overwhelmed, and it's important to take a little break here and there. It's just step aside and give yourself some time to rethink and regather your thoughts. Yeah. But there are some times where you may think, maybe I should quit. If you're having those thoughts, that's a sign that you shouldn't quit. Because if you feel like you're going to quit, then maybe that's a sign that you have to keep on working harder. Push your limits, but don't push it too hard, because if you push it too hard, then you might burn out, exactly, and you might actually not want to do it. Yep. So just keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah, I was just telling somebody this the other day, actually 2 days ago. I have these moments, especially during this whole Tiller Tuesdays thing, where I have to drop a song every week, and I'm trying to give my fans exciting things, and I'm trying to shoot all these videos and do stuff. It's just so much work, and I feel like, man, I don't know, I feel like giving up at any moment just because it's so overwhelming, but I have to almost act like a robot sometimes to get this stuff done. But I let myself know, as soon as I feel like I want to quit, I need to just take it up a few steps. And I saw a quote the other day that said something about, pick a lazy day each week, or your body will pick it for you. And I was just like, dang, I need to just kind of balance it out. So balance is important when it comes to that.
Right, balance. Very important word. Word of the day. Well, you have talked openly about your struggles battling depression in the past. So how do you prioritize self-care and mental well-being while navigating the demands of the music industry and of your music career?
I recently, reignited my love for video games. I've been trying to game more out of it, but not just playing video games. I've been really just studying everything when it comes to video games, how to make them, the game design, everything. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm back in love with my true passion, which is video games. So with that being said, I've been designing my own video games. So what I realize is whenever I get too overwhelmed with music and stuff, I'm like, let me go back to doing the thing that I love, whether it be gaming or designing or anything. Just living, just living in that space usually helps me.
Right. There are so many skills and activities that you can pick up on, or even some hobbies or some things that you can do here and there. If you ever feel like you're not being heard, maybe you should just do something that you love instead, or do something that can, just show your mind for a little bit. Well, before your big break as a musician, you held jobs at Papa John's and UPS to prepare financially for the birth of your first daughter. So can you offer advice to others in regards on how you were able to balance your responsibilities while also pursuing your dreams as a musician at the same time?
It was an interesting situation because I was working a job. I worked really hard to get that job. I had a part-time job, and then I got the job at Papa John's, which was a full-time job. And one of my best friends helped me get it, and I was really happy to have it. I had my first car. I was going to work every day. I was taking care of the family. And then something happened, family situation to where I wasn't allowed to, live in that house anymore. So I went to Miami whenever I made Don't went on SoundCloud. I got a phone call from some people that was like, yo, quit your job, focus on music. So I quit my job. And it didn't really work out with them on the music, whenever I went down to work with them. This was after Don't, by the way. So when I got back to Kentucky, I was kind of like, there was nothing I could do. It was like, I either just go for this music thing or I go back to Papa John's. So there's no going back to Papa John's. I had already quit, but finding a new job. But I chose to go with music.
I believe that we're all very glad that you chose music because you have a really special talent in this. When it comes to having those kinds of responsibilities, can you give advice to anyone out there who are going through the same things?
I would just say trust your gut. When it comes to something that you want to do creatively, trust your gut. If you feel like you have to keep working a job to make things work, if you feel like deep down that's the thing you should be doing, then do it. If you feel like you need to quit that job and go for your dreams, then do it. Just trust your gut.
Sometimes that gut feeling can be right. You never know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been right for me a lot of times.
Well, can you please share some words of motivation to everyone watching my show?
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes. In the end, everything will be okay. If it's not okay, then it's not the end. Yeah. So.
Wow, thank you. That's very wise. Well, guys, I'm here with the one and only Mr. Bryson Tiller, and we're having a great time. And until next time, jazzing out.